Hi, I'm Nikki, and I'm full of myself. When I was in high school, people would call me cocky. Recently, someone said that I was arrogant. Some people see me as confident, powerful, secure with myself. I'd say they're all pretty right. I mean, it's true. I told you I'm full of myself. In fact, I am completely overflowing with myself. But it hasn't always been that way. I was a deeply insecure child. I looked to everything and everyone around me to give me validation. From the time I was a young girl, I listened to the praise that I received for being good and right, for being Little Miss Goody Two-Shoes. I listened to these things and I let them wrap around my identity. I was always left questioning, will I ever be good enough? So with that, I tried to fit myself into a box, to be the perfect student, the perfect daughter, the perfect friend, the perfect sibling, the perfect girl, to attract the perfect partner that I have still yet to find. I remember when I was younger, I would look at myself in the mirror. I would stand there for hours and pick out every single thing about myself that I didn't love. I thought that maybe, just maybe, if I could change these things then I would be good enough. Every so often, if I looked closely, I would catch a glimmer in my eye that led me to think maybe it doesn't have to be this way. That subtle glimmer of hope catapulted me down a journey of self-discovery. The journey to unveil the me beyond the doing, the me beyond the image of perfection I was striving to become, the me beyond the person that I could never be enough. This led me to read all of the self-help books. I listened to literally every personal discovery podcast. I answered all of the journaling prompts. I still do. I like to write. I became obsessed with astrology and human design to finally understand myself, but something wasn't quite clicking until I found meditation. Meditation gave me the space to finally be with myself. It gave me the space to unveil the layers of illusion that were wrapped around my identity so tightly. Meditation gave me the place to search inwardly for this validation that I spent a lifetime looking for outside of myself. Now, I won't give meditation all of the credit in this love story that I have with myself, although it did play a starring role. Without meditation, I never would have been able to come home with myself. But I realized early on that it's not just about being comfortable with yourself on the cushion. I actually had to step off the cushion and out into the world. Through trial and error, I looked at the ways in which I was keeping myself small, how I was giving away my personal power and holding myself back. I dreamed about the woman that I longed to become, and slowly I became her. The voice of my angsty, depressed teenage self still comes in at times. She tells me that I'm not good enough, I will never be enough, that I'm not doing enough. Heck, she came in like last night as I was practicing this talk. She's like, Nikki, that's not good enough. Again. Here we are. I believe that the relationship you have with yourself is the most important relationship you will ever have in your entire life. And because I now have the tool of meditation, I'm able to slow down the time between thought and action that follows. I can now hear this voice in my head and consciously choose not to believe her. And instead, I get to decide what thought, speech, and action I nurture the relationship to self with. I don't do this work just for me, though. I mean, yeah, it feels pretty damn good to look in the mirror each morning and see all the ways in which I love myself so deeply. But it's not just about me, and it's never been just about me. I do this for the sake of every living being. Imagine a world in which everyone felt safe enough to show up fully as themselves? What would the world look like if we all deeply loved ourselves? Don't you think then we would be able to love more freely, to give more willingly? Know that by being you, you may inspire someone else to come into their power, and they inspire someone else, and it creates this ripple effect that can affect more people than you ever could have imagined. I don't know every single person listening to this talk here or somewhere off in the future on the interwebs, but I know with certainty that each and every one of you has something special to bring to this world just by being you. And I know that there are people out there waiting for you to show up into their lives. Know that it is possible to love yourself as deeply as you love the people around you. And know that that will inspire so many other people to do so. And although you don't need it, I'm going to leave you with the permission to show up fully as yourself. Take up space in your life. Be unapologetically you. Be cocky. Be confident. Be so completely filled with yourself. It just might change the world. Thank you.